Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're starting off with some really good news. We know what was wrong with the Bogan 32, why it wouldn't rev past 5,500 RPM. Now it's revving to 7K, but let me explain. As you can see, we've gone back to the original coil pack setup. I'm gonna leave the fuel pressure regulator that we got for it from Tome on here because it just looks sick and it's a good thing to have. We figured it out. We've gone back to the bigger rear housing with the HKS has like their own proprietary V-band that doesn't work with anything else. So our nice pretty dump pipe doesn't work right now. But it's okay because we will be going back to the other housing after we change some things. So this kind of fixed the problem in a quick, dirty, easy way. The way that the camshaft is designed in this particular model of RB20E, it just falls flat on its face at 5,000 RPM and there is a lot of overlapping happening. And what that means is it builds up insane back pressure, and with the small housing, it just can't get it out. So that's why even with the bigger housing, it sounds like it has a lot of response and stuff, because past 5,000 RPM, it's just super inefficient. I just want to say a massive thank you to Jimmy, because we spent a couple hours just on FaceTime and him remoting in, and we went through everything. We went over everything I already checked, and we just kept kind of like, you know, bouncing off each other of what it could be. And with his expertise with tuning and stuff like that, and what we were able to figure out with the link and everything going on here, was that it had to be an efficiency issue with back pressure, because when we started taking out like 80% fuel from where it would stop revving, it would all of a sudden want to rev out to 7K. So that told us that it wasn't able to push air through. And then from there, we kind of came down to the rear housing. I switched to the big rear housing. So here's where we're at now, and it's still not 100%. I did have to take a bunch of fuel out of the top end from about 6,800, 6,700 to get this thing to rev to 7,200 RPM. And it falls flat on its face. It's actually insane. And it's just back pressure, and that is not a good way to run the engine. And obviously we're gonna be drifting this, and I want this thing to actually react like a proper turbo car. So the correct way to fix it, the dirty way would just be to put a 1.0 AR rear housing on it. It has a 0.81 right now. But the best way to fix it, and the correct way, is the proper camshaft. So I've been going backwards and forwards with Kelford. I think we have a solution. We're gonna be putting one of their Turbo 30E camshafts in. And by the way, I've spoken to a ton of people in Australia who know their RB stuff from the PRP team, and they are adamant that that head is identical to the RB30 single cam head. So the single cam that Kelford makes for the RB30E should go straight into that with no problem. Anyways, enough talking. I know that's a lot to go through, but let's just let you guys listen to this thing, because I miss this thing with an up pipe already, and the bigger housing size just makes this thing sound so much better too. Straight away. I'll let this thing warm up a little bit and we'll get straight into it. Says coolant's at about 61 degrees. I think that's warm enough. I miss this thing. Listen to that turbo whine as it comes on the D-cell. So good. So good. I love this thing. So yeah, it revs out no problem now. It'll rev to about, I think it revs to 7K we have it set to right now. And you can kind of watch it here on this gauge. We'll watch. So it revs up there, no problem. Now, before I took a bit of fuel out of the top end, it would stop at 67, 66, 68, like around there, it would have a problem. But I took some fuel out of the top end, and it just meant that it couldn't pull any, like it was stuck pulling a certain amount of air. Like I said, we're gonna fix that with the proper cam when it arrives, but for now we're gonna focus on everything else of the car, get the front end back together, and boy, do we have some good stuff. First of all, Daikie's working on making some nice carbon fiber pieces to go in all the missing interior pieces on the center console. Stuff that we're obviously not gonna have a stereo system or anything in here, and there's just no point, because it's gonna be a missile, but we may try and put in just like a little amplifier in there with a Bluetooth receiver that's all hidden in behind the dash. That way, if you do wanna listen to beats, you just connect your iPhone to it, because this thing does have, surprisingly, some pretty decent speakers in there. Some, well, they're called Carazilla, I think, over here, but it's actually Pioneer speakers. Since in Japan, they couldn't use the name Pioneer for some reason. But yeah, more you know, I guess, right? So yeah, it'd be kind of cool to utilize those, just the front speakers at least, like if you're chilling at Ebisu and want some beats, listen to some Dr. Dre while you're dropping in North Course. But that's pretty much it, like for interior mods. The main thing that I want to show you is what's in this box. So this box has a pretty interesting story behind it. We were talking to Hamakawa Shacho-san from D-Max, who's pretty much the owner of D-Max. And we were telling him about the 32 and he was all hyped about it, and he's never seen anyone do a 20E turbo. And he was like, yo, I got some parts here that we could send for it. And he's working on a new mold at the moment for the carbon fiber hoods that he makes. And this was one of the old ones before he realized that the molding needed to change. And he was like, you guys want it? So he sent it to us. So we now have a full carbon fiber D-Max hood, which I'm kind of jealous about because I have an FRP one over there for the other Skyline. And we also have the D1 spec D-Max front fenders for the car out of nowhere. So super cool. D-Max sponsored Bogan 32 now. And it can't be called the Bogan 32 anymore. It has to be called like the Blessed 32 because the thing just keeps coming back from the dead. I don't think it wanted to die and be a parts-only car. I'm glad we got it in the end. Woo! Look at this, guys. Damn. So this was supposed to like have a couple little defects in it, just because the molding like isn't the best anymore. It's just what happens after you use a mold a certain amount of times, it kind of fails. Dude, it even comes with hood pins? Thank you, even hood pin.
Ooh, nice.
Hell yeah. We can forget these and destroy the roof. We've both done that. Both of us have done that. I just want to get this thing off and look at the carbon fiber finish. Oh my God, it's beautiful. Look at this, Dikey. Look. Wow. Look at this carbon fiber. This is my first carbon fiber hood, like ever. I've never had a carbon fiber hood before. Wait. Is my S15 hood carbon fiber? I can't remember. It is. It's just painted so you can't see.
FD1 is silver carbon.
What?
Your FD car, silver carbon.
Is it? That's silver carbon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Origin silver one. Okay, so I lied. This is my third carbon hood, but this is the first one I'm opening like this, okay? I've never opened my own carbon hood before. This looks so good. I love that they ship them with these bolted on so they don't get damaged. What? Guys, this looks incredible. This is too good. This is too good for the Bogan 32. No freaking way. This is way too good. He said this was defected. What's defected about this? This looks freaking perfect. What? This looks amazing. There's nothing wrong with this. God damn. This is beautiful. Carbon fiber goodness. So yeah, things escalated very, very quickly after the last video where I was umming and erring about fenders and aero parts because now D-Max is like, yo, let's do it. This looks too good for this car. So Daiki and I got to work on the 32, and as we started fitting everything out, it just made more sense to get the full aero kit on there. And the car looks like a car now. It looks like a 32 Skyline. It looks like something that's meant to be drifting, and I think you guys are gonna be hyped. So, a little bit of YouTube magic, I guess, but check this thing out. So as you can see, the car has the full BN Sports kit on there with the D-Max over fenders in the front and the D-Max carbon hood. I'm sure you guys saw that some of the lines on the hood are pretty big, the gaps here, and that's because we spaced this just so that we clear everything. I don't want to have to cut anything more than what I've already had to cut to clear the turbo as is. We will be able to suck it down a bit. I'm gonna just get some subframe spacers and just lower the engine a tiny bit, maybe like a centimeter or so, and that'll give us a little bit more clearance to suck it in a bit more and less spaces. But even just like this, it looks so good. I don't mind the look of the like hood spaces, but this is a pretty thick hood in this area here because it has all these vents already here for it, so you don't really need it. But it would be nice if we can suck this thing down a bit more just so we can clean up that gap there, you know? But yeah, I went all out. So this BN Sports kit was initially for that 32 Skyline. Don't worry, I just ordered another one. So that will be here in probably 2 months, I think the ETA is on that. But look at this thing. It just looks, it makes it a car. Like, it just looks so good, so much better. This thing looks amazing. We've pretty much mounted and gotten the fenders in and the bonnet and the front bumper. The side skirts and the rear bumper are kind of just held in place right now. So we do need to fix those and line those up a bit better. Just normal like fiberglass things. The exhaust also isn't centered right now, but that's because we don't have an exhaust hooked up to it. I've just kind of got a nice flex pipe exhaust on that right now, down and out, so that we can still run this thing and idle it. Until I figure out what I'm doing with the rear housing and downpipe once we get that new cam. But yeah, I cannot get over just how much this car is transformed now. It actually looks like a real Skyline. Look at this thing. Jeez. That's the hole I cut. So I am gonna probably get that patched up, just fiberglass on the inside of it, so it's still like pretty strong, but I tried to keep as much of it on there as possible. It's not the end of the world. It's a missile. I gotta keep telling myself it's a missile, Sam. Stop going too crazy. But yeah, that's my downpipe, temporary downpipe right now. It does the job. It does the job. Also, I want to redo my intake pipe because I think we need two 45s kind of welded together to tuck it down there away from the bonnet. So I just used a 45 silicone coupler for now. But yeah, that's it. I'm so excited. Obviously a massive thank you to Hamakawa Shacho-san from D-Max for sorting us all out with the bonnet and the fenders. Super excited, and this thing just looks like a real car now. I'm sure you guys can appreciate it, but this is no longer the Bogan 32. I mean, it is, deep down it is, and it'll always be that because of the single jingle. But this thing just looks amazing. I think the next thing exterior-wise that needs to happen is just like a cheap paint job. But now I need to decide what color to go with. I'm curious to know what you guys think on that. Let me know in the comment section what color you want to see. I think we need to do a roof wing, pull off all this old tint, and maybe ditch this wing. I don't know, I don't like the OEM wing, but also it kind of growing on me. Kind of looks cool. Imagine with the roof wing, it probably looks sick. Yeah, I don't know. Curious to know what you guys think on that. But otherwise, yeah. The Zenki tails are kind of nice too. They've been growing on me a lot too. I do like the Kolki ones, but it's good. I just can't get over how well this fits. We managed to get two 6.5s to fit just a little bit of a roll there, and they're in there. And then on the front, we got the 50mm extended LCAs. We've got the, I think we got about 25, 30mm worth of spacers there. And these are pretty big offset wheels. I think they're plus 15, so they come out a fair bit for 17s, but yeah, we're just under the fender there too. And these I think are 35mm wider in the front, so that's kind of wild that we just still fit in those. We probably still need to cut the bumper and stuff and clearance out. I do want to try and see if we can get 18s on the front of this, but if we go to run 17s in the front, that's kind of normal as well. I did that on my 33. But yeah, let me know guys in the comments, what do you guys think of this? I think it makes the car and it looks awesome. What a freaking transformation this video. Such good feels this video. We figured out the issue why it wasn't revving high. We made this thing look like a real Skyline. I'm happy, I'm happy. For a 4-door, it might just pass as a real Skyline now. We're rolling 3 deep right now, on the way to Big Bang. Daiki's friend Genki dropped by, and we're gonna go do a little bit of tandem practice at Big Bang. Daiki's car is so boss. It's like a full soccer mum's van. I love it. One of these days, pushing a button that hard is gonna break. It's gonna break the machine. I'm gonna get stuck. I don't know why I didn't notice this before. There's actually some really cool F1 kind of art on the walls here. Sick. Unfortunately, the rainy season is upon us and it's been hitting in full effect pretty much every day for the last I want to say it feels like 2 weeks. Has been non-stop rain. And yesterday we had a little bit of a break from that and it's just straight back to rain and wind again today. Sucks. It's time to bang some doors. I was fortunate enough to still have a card. I wonder how many runs. Oh, we still got 2 runs. Let's go. Free couple runs. Yankee needs to chill, man. First lap and he's on my door. Oh, it's been a while. All right, I'm putting the camera down. Time to get serious. This thing seriously never gets old, and it's such good practice. Such good practice. Bye-bye! Let's go some of this! Yo, look at that little Honda Jazz is, I think, what we called them in Australia, but over here there's something else, I think. Caveman life is the best life. Yeah. Parking here is free, so just make sure you always give your ticket to the guy, especially if you buy a couple passes. Let's go home. Well guys, it's the end of another vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed. Sorry for taking a couple days off. I've just been really enjoying family time, spending time with Hugo, and just resetting. I think since having Hugo around, it's really made me kind of have a different perspective on me time and just making sure that I also rest and am fresh-minded, especially with like some of the content and things like that I want to start pushing out more of, and just kind of the general direction of where I want everything to go. I know it's like a pretty common thing, like everyone always says that like your whole life and thinking perspective and everything's going to change once you have a kid, and it is very true. It is definitely very true. I definitely think about the future a lot more than the present, which can be a little bit interesting as a YouTuber, because I find that we're always trying to just think of what's happening in the moment, and we're kind of living our lives day to day with the content and everything we're producing. So now that I'm actually thinking more ahead and where I want to be and more directly and what I want to be achieving and doing, not just for me, but obviously our family, it's got me more motivated to schedule and plan things more, if that makes sense. I don't know if you guys enjoy these rants or not, but this is just something I've always done and I like it. I think the number one thing I always try to remind myself every single day is I make content that I would watch, that I would enjoy, and that's something I've always held true to, and it honestly blows my mind and it humbles me to know that there is so many of you guys that also enjoy watching the content that I make for myself as like a kind of like a scrapbook or a, like photo album or whatever you want to call it, but it's here and forever on the internet, and I think that's super cool. Anyways guys, smash the like button, write a comment, subscribe. Hope you're excited for the Bogan 32. That thing is looking, gonna have to call it the Mona Lisa 32 at this rate. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. I don't even know how we got here. This thing was supposed to be just to throw it together, slap it all together, and just go to Ebisu and drift it and then store it there and have a bit of fun with it and then probably let someone else own it. But it's just turned into a typical Sam build. Just like the Miata in the States, just like my Skyline, just like the S15. I always go above and beyond, and I think it's probably my biggest issue because I sign up for something promise myself it's going to be something quick and simple and not going to go too in depth with it, then my OCD kicks in and I'm like, no, I can't just leave it like this. I've gone way over the top on this build, but I don't know. I think it's worth it. Single jingle power. Should be good. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll say goodbye again. Smash the like button, raise a comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.